Yo, hey, it's your girl Listy with her bestie.
Addie Nat.
And if this is your first time to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. That's right, you gotta tap the little bell so you're notified every time we put out a new video. You know what, you guys? We absolutely love this. We are talking to people from all over the world, helping them relocate to the area. So if you're thinking about a move to the Portland Northwest area, give us a call, send us a text, shoot us an email, however you wanna do it. You gotta get a hold of us so we can have your back when moving to the Portland area.
We're making these great videos for you. Show us the love. Show us the love. But today, Listy, we're talking about market update.
Market update.
It's the first week of January, first week of 2023.
Happy New Year. First time in the studio for the new year, you guys. I'm super excited. I pulled
Heather's done
numbers.
a lot of work.
I do. I love research. I love my paper. I love my notes. So I had a lot of fun pulling these numbers to show where we're at.
And this isn't going to be a boring numbers episode where it's just like... I think what's exciting is there might be some opportunity in certain areas to get a home run deal for our
opportunity, but also it's kind of a reality check about our market and pricing.
Is that a negative reality check or?
It could be for some.
It could be balanced.
It could be balanced.
Okay. But we're still having fun.
Yeah, we're still having fun. So basically I ran numbers for what the average sales price was for 2021.
Yep.
For 2022. But then I think it's really important that we talk about what is the average sales price for the last 3 months? What's the last quarter look like in the Portland metropolitan area? Because we have seen some changes in the numbers and the changes in our market.
So the last 3 months would be a December, November, October of 2022.
Amen. Yeah.
So
got that.
A slower part of the market usually, but exaggerated this year because of increased interest rates and affordability issues, correct?
Exactly.
All right, let's run through it. Which one?
I said, you know what's really funny is I've realized I usually say the word absolutely.
That is one of your taglines.
But I just said exactly twice now already.
So you're substituting.
I'm substituting.
Absolutely.
Anytime I say the word absolutely, take a drink. Let's see how I do.
I'm going to need more Red Bull.
All right. So let's just kick it off. Let's talk about Portland.
Just general Portland.
Just general Portland.
Okay.
2021, the average sales price was $695 for a single family home. That we're only doing single family homes. We're not including condos or townhomes, things like that. Sure. We're just doing single family homes.
Average.
Okay. Average was $695. In 2022, it was $692.
Sales price.
Sales price.
So you said just a little bit of an overall decrease.
A little bit. Yeah.
In 2020, which is kind of surprising considering the fact that interest rates doubled, tripled throughout that time.
Yeah, a lot. But I have a couple things to say about that. One.
Asterisks.
Yeah, asterisks. Portland itself, the inner city for 2022 overall is the only place that had a little bit of decrease for overall. If you think about
Portland's
that.
the only one. So
and I do have to bring up at the inner city, there's a lot going on, but I have to say inner city Portland doesn't necessarily have the most amazing sought after schools in some of those areas. And I think that some of these other areas that kept appreciating held strong with some of the schools that people seek after. Just have to bring that up.
I agree.
All right. However, the last 3 months, you guys, that average sales price did drop down significantly to $640. That's huge.
That's huge. And I also, depending on, your lens, you could look at that as negative. Be like, oh, the wall is crumbling. Or you could be like, well, that was winter, high interest rates. You've got school starting. Then you've got Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. This actual last 3 months is probably one of our busier 3 months throughout the year. Since we specialize in out-of-state relocation. So I love that we got deals for our people.
We did. I love the winter months. Fall and winter is my favorite time. Well, I love selling houses year-round. However, I love representing buyers during this time of the year. Nobody wants to move in the Pacific Northwest. Nobody wants to sell their home unless they have to. Okay, that is the least amount of inventory that you're going to find is in the winter months and the fall because it's wet, it's cold, it's raining. And once kids start school, nobody wants to be moving. And you know what? Nobody wants to be moving during the holidays. Yeah. So if somebody has their house up for sale, They're moving for a reason, and they don't have just tons of offers being thrown at them.
It's like
so as a buyer's agent, I love going in because you kind of have them up against the wall. Like, what other offers are you working with? And we can find some really great deals. And we have we're in a better position to negotiate.
Yeah, it's kind of like trying to sell, like a bathing suit during the winter season. There's not a lot of demand out in this area
Nobody
right
wants
now.
to shop for
not all the
a
bids on
swimming
eBay
suit
for that
in
one
the
right
winter
now.
either.
I would like to throw another asterisk on your asterisk. That's asterisk on asterisk, double asterisk. This is not accounting for something new that is happening with our offers now in this market. Can you guess what I'm saying? Yeah. Sellers paid closing costs.
And rate buy downs.
This
was huge, you guys.
So
we are getting the sellers to pay down your interest rate.
Yeah.
Hello.
So why I put a double asterisk on that is we're seeing a decrease in the last 3 months, and it's at 640 for this example. It goes from the year 692, last 3 months 640. But most of the time we're averaging about $10,000 in what is called seller concession, or your closing costs being paid.
Yeah.
So the sellers are actually making a lot less than this average sales price.
They are. They're
netting
less money. And that's something really quick, and we won't go into it too much, but a lot of our buyers that are calling in do not realize their down payment does not include their closing costs. Closing costs are additional funds, extra monies you have to bring in.
Yep.
So I think that's important. So when the seller's paying $10,000 of your closing costs, that's $10,000 in your pocket that you get to keep to go buy like new furniture, new towels or new dishes for the kitchen.
So we're looking, towels for the kitchen does not hit my list, but
I just bought new towels.
For PDX, we see a quick downslide of about 8 to 9.5% if I'm eyeballing it here.
Yeah.
Let's go to a new
little area.
Yeah.
So I do want to talk about hotspots in Portland.
Yeah.
So that was overall Portland. So hotspots, that's what most of our buyers are looking for when they're moving to Portland. They want that Portlandia vibe, that urban, that walkability, all the fun food carts and quirky shops and entertainment.
And drinks and coffee.
Super trendy, right?
Walkable. Parks and arcades and vintage stores.
Vinyl record stores.
Vinyls.
Exactly. So those prices I just kind of want to hit. That's going to be like your Hawthorne, Belmont, Mount Tabor, Alberta Arts, some of these, hot spots that we talk about in a lot of our videos. In 2021, that average sales price for 12 months was $775. In 2022, it went up to $811. So 811,000 is where the average.
That's approaching ridiculous.
It was a little bit.
Hit them with the surprise.
Are you guys ready for this? This made my butt pucker. $670 the last 3 months.
How is that even possible?
I don't know, but I had so much fun this fall getting our buyers into contract because we got some awesome houses, the bungalows, the charm, the personality, the location, the last 3 months, and buyer breakdowns and those closing costs paid. And we saw some price reductions, it was kind of fun. There's a lot of people that got burnt out the last 2 years and getting outpriced and outbid, and now they kind of waited, and this is their time to pounce. And
I think to just summarize this great, profound statistic is if you want to be in these hotspots, the trending areas, Mississippi, Hawthorne, Belmont, everything that Portland's kind of known for the inner cities, now is a really, really good time. And we can actually structure your offer and your financing to combat the higher interest rates.
Yes.
And our clients have learned to be like, wow, there's kind of two situations in real estate. Like, you are really dating the payment, but you're marrying the home. So what you buy it for never changes, but the payment can change. And
Did
that's
you just pull out the trendy date the rate, marry the home?
And it's kind of a tongue twister because date the rate could actually slip into a word that no one wants to accidentally say. If you know what I'm saying?
Let's go to the next one.
Lots of opportunities out there.
Tons of opportunities.
We're holding it together. I promise we're not drinking.
No, I've got my coffee.
Yeah, drinking alcohol.
No. So, I think it's a great opportunity to get into some of these really great spots right now. So there is a lot happening.
Let's go to your hometown, the Tron, aka Beaverton. I said that in reverse.
West Side!
West Side is the...
All right, we're going to go to Beaverton. This is a little hot spot on the west side. You have large employers like Nike headquarters over there. You have Intel, so you get a lot of people, families, diversity, young professionals, retirees. It's walkable. Everybody loves Beaverton. Anyways, so 2021, average sales price, $638 in 2021. 2022, we went to $677. But the last 3 months, we are finding the average sales price for a single family home at $627 in Beaverton. That's really great. I was really excited to see some of the affordability there.
I have 2 points to why this might happen, because some people think, oh, well, values are going down, and they freak out. My theory, particularly in Beaverton, you've got a large amount of new construction out in that area.
Yes.
New construction, these builders have had it great for years. If they put a sign on the front lawn, it sells, it gets offers, and now they're sitting, now they're freaking out. Those builders also typically need to have financing to build these homes, right? So they're paying interest just like you would on a mortgage.
Well, and a lot of them are doing interest-only loans, and they are just losing their arrears right now on some of these homes sitting.
They got to sell. So that's number one. Builders in a corner, they're selling for much cheaper than they normally
Tons of construction, new construction in Beaverton.
Construction. My second kind of sub-theory, too, is I know you had said, oh, people are selling have to sell right now. But also, if somebody had maybe updated a home, they're not looking to sell it because they're not going to be able to break even on what they invested in that home. So they're going to maybe rent it out instead of selling it, then try to buy somewhere else. So you're getting a lot of like homes that need a little love.
They do need a little updating.
There's not a lot of spick and span, like perfect.
You do find in Beaverton a lot of older neighborhoods with some really cute little ranch, one level, just
gorgeous
homes.
But it needs love.
But they do. Some of them might have updated systems from the 70s, 80s.
I think that might play into some
Formica countertops in them.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are some great, really first time starter homes there that are under 627. I mean, I'm finding, some homes, in the 500s, low 500s, even 475 in Beaverton. But again, they do need some love.
I guess just to summarize my point, I don't want people to be like afraid to buy in Beaverton. I think you have those 2 factors of you're getting either new construction, builders are desperate to sell, or you're getting distressed properties and they need a little bit of love. Again, that might play a pretty big factor in this $50,000 average dip.
Well, and I want people to understand also, this is just an average for single family homes. This could be a $450,000 home, and it could be a $2 million home. This is just the average for a single family home.
A lot of hands there, and a prayer. It's a field goal. It's not a yardstick.
Yes. Okay.
I don't know if that analogy worked.
All right.
We're doing great.
Let's do it great. Where do you want to hit next?
We've got about 10 minutes left on the ticker
Addie keeps me on time.
Well, there's a threshold to
I know,
our
I
audience.
Talk too much.
We see the statistics.
We do. All right, let's keep going.
Yep. I think a big one, can we talk about the top suburb, Lake Oswego?
Let's talk about Lake Oswego.
Yeah.
So everybody falls in love with Lake Oswego. It's absolutely gorgeous. And a lot of people get priced out quite quickly. So I will tell you the average sales price in 2021 was $1.2 million. 1.2. 2022 was 1.3. It has dipped for the last 3 months to 1.25 million. That's where it's at. I mean, affordability in Lake Oswego is hard. People love it, but sometimes
it's unreachable.
But,
and we also want to be respectful. It depends on where you're coming up from. It's all perspective.
Yeah.
Like you get individuals trying to make it in Southern California and it's just so expensive. 1.25 doesn't get you into much in SoCal, right?
But here,
other more expensive areas like even Seattle. $1 million isn't much of a budget even in the outskirts of the Seattle suburbs. So it's all about perspective. But if you're coming from the Midwest where there might be more affordable housing opportunities, that might be a huge sticker shock.
Yeah.
But it's been pretty steady there, I would say.
Very steady.
And that's another kind of coin in the bucket of what we preach, that school districts really drive demand and stability in the investment. And that's
Like
one of
us,
the higher ranked.
It is one of the very top in the entire state.
I noticed you didn't put my hometown on here, West Lynn.
Oh, I did not. Go
Which
Lions!
We just beat we won state in football. Sorry, sidebar.
Yeah.
And then we just got nationally ranked in basketball because we beat LeBron James's son's high school team at the Les Schwab tourney.
Which was
This
huge.
is huge. Go Lions.
You're
I'm
ranked
proud of
like
you.
number 16 out of 25 right now.
I tell my wife this every week, though. I'm just so happy to see my legacy continue to change.
You are a golfer, not a basketball player. I didn't put West Lynn. Lake Oswego, a lot of people that look to live in Lake Oswego might be priced out, and it might not just be the sales price. It could be taxes, because there's some taxes that come along with living in Lake Oswego. And some, I mean, there are some very reasonable properties, but then there's others that you might be looking at $26,000. That's a mortgage payment in itself for some taxes. So they tend to go to West Lynn, which is beautiful. I love it. And you know what? To be honest, West Lynn was one of the top spots I sold in this year. We sold quite a few homes to people relocating here this year. But yeah, I didn't pull those numbers, so I'm sorry. Get that on the next one.
It's good. I do want to just chime in on Happy Valley, which we've gotten a lot of questions about Happy Valley, which lumps over on that east side, the Clackamas area, Happy Valley. We've seen a pretty big dip there. You want to hit them with these numbers?
So Happy Valley, tons and tons of new construction, just built an amazing, beautiful high school. Love their athletics field. We spend a lot of time out there playing baseball. My son plays ball, and we spend a lot of time out there at their new Hoodview facility. So anyways, Happy Valley, lots of new construction. This shows it in the numbers. 2021, 718. That is huge. That was a huge jump. I wish I would have pulled the numbers for 2019 and 20 because it was quite a bit less. It really jumped and appreciated in that area. 2022 went up to 779.
That is
huge.
That raised my eyebrows.
Yeah, right. And then last 3 months is 710.
Back down.
Happy Valley, beautiful. You get more for your money, though, out there. The new construction tends to have a little bit bigger lots than, say, on the west side in Beaverton, but you also are up on a hill. You've got beautiful views. You can get that in some of the areas of Beaverton, but yeah, there are a lot of people really hitting that Happy Valley area.
I 100% would put this to new construction. So just backing up real quick, 15-ish years ago, 20 years ago, Happy Valley really wasn't much of an actual hill. There wasn't much homes out there. And then it's all been built and developed. So it goes back to what we were saying, where the builders are stuck. They need to sell. So they're really flexing on what they're willing to part with the home.
Absolutely. Oh, I said it.
You did, but
Next.
This is another thing I want to, let's lump the final three over to our neighboring Southwest Washington. So we've got Vancouver, Camas, Ridgefield, the top Washington
top three
side.
in Clark County.
Yep.
So many people reaching out to us are looking at that Washington side, calling about Vancouver. I would say probably 75% of our people reaching out to us are looking, hey, possibly Portland, but more on the Vancouver side, and that's because of the no income tax. They're looking for those tax benefits. Lots of retirees looking at that as well for the tax benefits. So I was really surprised at some of the Vancouver numbers because it's really appreciated quite a bit. So 2021 average sales price for a single family home, $576. Again, a lot of new construction going in the areas up there. Building, I just think that's our theme for the day, to be honest, is a lot of new construction.
New builds,
2022 jumped to 581. And then the last 3 months dipped down to 549. So I just had a listing up in Vancouver, and it was super cute, little 3-bedroom, 2-bath. It was on a great size lot, and we sold it for $430. It was great. So these numbers seemed a little high to me, so I was kind of surprised by that because I've sold quite a few homes, in that 425 to 500 range up there. A lot of 475s that are great homes. Yeah, they're outdated. They need a little bit of love, but you're definitely getting more for your money up there. But I was a little surprised that the average sales price was up to $581 at the end of the year.
And I'm looking I think the next one to talk about is Camas. So Camas 2021 sitting at 778. 2022 for the year respectively at 851, but the previous 3 months skidding to 800.
Yep.
So this was a big one because Camas is kind of the Lake Oswego Westland of the Washington side.
Yeah.
So but the highest ranked school district, it has that vibe of diversity in the architecture and home styles, family oriented. It's going places. Like the demand is always there, but it felt like a boiling pot to me. At a certain point, we were seeing like, oh my gosh, this is starting to get a little bit ridiculous, especially there's plenty of homes that go over $1 million in Camas.
Easily.
And that was really impacting the averages. So the top end isn't selling as much.
Yeah.
So you're seeing less of that super low to high spread, which is overall raising the average, which is why you're seeing that dip. I still believe in Camas being a fantastic investment, but that top end, you're just not seeing nearly as many transactions right now.
Which I love.
Yeah.
Settled down. It leveled out. And that's what it needed.
Ridgefield is one that's very interesting to me. We've called Ridgefield being a huge player over the last 3-4 years since this channel got started.
It was like a secret hidden gem that we felt like we knew about, but nobody else was like, you know.
There was a great run. I remember when Ridgefields were listing at 350 to 450 starting.
In 2019, like average was like 450, and I was like, let's go. This is gonna be huge. It's gonna be amazing.
But what did 2021 bring us?
2021 average. Okay. Keep in mind, Ridgefield is like the entire town is new development.
All new.
It's all new.
All new.
689 in 2021. That is crazy when I was selling so many houses for 450 up there, like 2 years prior. That's insane.
Yeah, big jump.
2022, 730.
A huge, massive,
Ouch. That's crazy.
A quick 5 to 6%.
And then
jump.
the last 3 months, this says a lot about new construction, which we've been saying, theme of the day, 639 in the last 3 months.
That's huge. And
That's
I mean,
huge.
most of the time, if you're family oriented, you're looking for something newer on the Washington side to take advantage of what that state brings. Camas at 800 versus Ridgefield at 639.
Yeah.
You can really get a lot more home right now up in that Ridgefield area because, once again, the builders got to sell some of these homes.
They do.
So it's something worth
Kind of saying as a real estate agent is Ridgefield's kind of the next Camas.
Yeah.
It's going to be bigger.
It's going to be bigger.
It's going to be bigger. There's more room to grow
Yep.
where Camas doesn't have a lot of more room to grow.
A lot more room to go. We've done videos on the development plans for that. Additionally, it's got a funding horse, which is the A1A Convention Center and Casino. It's really...
I love that you call it the convention center.
Well, you call it like it's a casino, but then I don't like scaring people because it's super nice. And
it's
like
a fancy casino.
It's a convention center, but it drives what? Tax revenue.
Tax revenue back to the schools. Yeah.
So that will continue to prosper over the years. And if I were someone that's going to connect with us soon, which I'm looking forward, we love it when you reach out. We do great. Oh, there's our timer.
Our timer's
So
up.
we got to close this out. But what I was going to say is I would anticipate the minute interest rates start going back to normalization, which is probably somewhere in the 4s, right?
Which is so crazy thinking that that's normal because the last 2 years was not normal. We're more normal now.
Yeah.
When you look historically, they're still great. But the fact that we think 4 is normal.
I think, in months 6 to 8 of this year, 2023, the political campaigning is going to upswing. Yeah. And you're going to start seeing a little downswing in the rates. But look for these numbers to trend back toward the 2022 figures we were rambling off here. So if you're one, great, this is awesome. Now I just need for rates to go down. It swings back the other way. The minute it's more affordable, the demand really hikes.
Right now, though, am I not wrong? Like, if you're buying now with a little higher interest rate, but yet you're getting a home at listing price or 40, 50,000 under list price, you're actually paying less money on that home and getting a better deal than you were 2 years ago with a lower interest rate and going 50, 60, 75,000 over asking. You're actually paying less. So
Yes.
that's something kind of talk about.
In the long run, it goes back to that. Remember, you cannot change what you bought the home for, but you can change for how you paid for it, which you refinancing or restructuring the loan. Yeah. So that is huge. And then once again, your sellers, we can negotiate the sellers to contribute toward the closing costs, sometimes all of them, which we can use some of those negotiated costs to give you a short-term payment. Yep. It's called a buy down. So if you see that from a builder or some internet ad, we can do this and have an intro payment payment.
Look at the fine print, suckers.
Anyone can do that. And this is why
Yeah.
I'm here as the team. I help audit all that. Either we go with my company who does the buy downs or another one. It doesn't matter. We work to get you into the best loan that we possibly can. So the restructuring is big. Typically, people are going to look to refinance that in 12 months up to 3 years is kind of the window that we look at it. So you're better off not paying a massive over ask because that money's gone forever. But the short term and just a slightly higher payment can be a huge difference in the long term when you end up selling it.
I love it.
Boom.
2023 market update. If you are thinking about moving to the Portland metropolitan area, you got to get a hold of us so we can have your back when moving to Portland.
Yeah, give us a call. Set up that appointment with us. We love getting to know everyone.
It's so fun.
You know, whether you're 3 months out or a year out, it doesn't matter. We want to be a part of the planning process, and there are a lot of customized insights. I think we don't talk about that enough.
No,
that, like,
we don't.
we will really get to know you, and there's like 10 to 20 commonly asked questions that we give to you, and that helps us really direct you toward different areas and the pros and cons.
Well, and it's never too early to reach out. That's what
Yeah.
people think. It's like, oh, I didn't want to reach out. We're not moving this year. No, that's great. This gives us time
We
to get
wanna
to know
know.
you and plan and help and answer those questions. Just this morning, we had a Zoom call with somebody back in 2020, and they reached back out. We've talked to them a couple times here or there, but they reached out. Hey, we're moving finally in March. We want to reconnect. Let's do it. And I love it. And I'm so excited that we started talking to them in 2020, and here we are this year, 2023, 3 years later. They're finally ready to make that journey, and it's super exciting. So never too early to reach out.
And that's all we got for you.
That's what we got. All right. Until next time.
Well, catch you later.
Catch you later, guys. Bye.